Okay, so I was watching Hamza's video yesterday on how to make money online, and all of the advice that he has given, sorry, all of the advice that he gave in that video, I already knew because I already have created a plan about how to generate wealth in the next 10 years of my life. But the thing is, I was procrastinating. I was not following up with my goals. And this video about making money online by Hamza yesterday somewhere hit me hard where I felt that what, bro, it's too long now. You need to just man up and just take action. Just work on your freaking goals. So there is a section where he explains you how you should learn, apply, and then share your experience with people. And I was thinking, what should I share with my audience uh, or my younger self who would watch this video in the future? Because he mentioned that before sharing anything with the people, you need to experience it. So I was thinking, what experience did I have that is valuable and that I can share with the people? So I thought for some time and I just realized that I quit social media 2 years ago. The only social media that I use right now is YouTube, and I use YouTube to consume podcast and various other types of content. But I use YouTube uh, as sorry, I use YouTube only for the knowledge purpose. I consume a lot of podcast on this. I watch Alex Harmozy, I watch Hamza, and I sometimes watch Gary Vee, I watch Andy Frisella, and a lot of people uh, who give tremendous amount of value. And the thing is, yeah, as I was saying, I quit social media 2 years ago, maybe 2 to 3 years ago. I don't even remember because I have not touched Instagram. I don't have Instagram on my phone, and it's really something that I need to share with many people because many people I know struggle to quit social media, and a lot of my friends also are trying to quit social media, but they are not successful. Leave successful. They are again relapsing back on the habit that they are trying to create. They just delete the app for 2 to 3 days and again they can't control themselves and they are again back on the social media app. So this happens often with many people. But what I did was, okay, let me share my experience, what I did. So the thing is, when I wanted to quit social media, there was a certain phase of my life where things around me were not good. What happened was I moved away from my school where I had a lot of friends, and I shifted to a new school where the school was very strict. I'm talking about when I was in my 11th and 12th. Um, I moved away from my old school to the new school because I had some kind of, you know, some kind of fight with some teaching faculty. I think so. Yes, and that's the reason I moved away, and I actually lost a lot of friends at that period, and also I was in this uh, busy thing where I need sorry, in I was a bit busy where I needed to build myself again from bottom up in this new institution where I was, you know, going after leaving the old one. So I went there, and the thing was that was a complete all boys school, and it was very strict. And also there was something very interesting. Uh, the school that I had joined after leaving my older school had a lot of underprivileged children who genuinely didn't have enough money to spend for leisure activities or simply go out and spend a bunch of money to entertain themselves. Because the thing is, that school fees was on the lower side compared to my older school, and it also used to hand out scholarship for meritorious students. So that's the reason it attracted a lot of poor but very smart children. And me, after looking at them, I somewhere felt that, I was living a stupid life where I was running behind uh, these lazy activities, always trying to spend a bunch of money, going out with friends and all these things. I felt that, what, that is not a healthy lifestyle which I would like to continue for the longer time. And I also felt that simply not earning your money and spending your parents' money, I somewhere felt it's not right. And that's the reason I decided that I am going to live as the children in live as the children that are in my new school. So let me share you one experience where I was mind blown at the initial days of this joining this new school. When I went there, as usual, I took four bags of luggage because I was going to stay in hostel. Two bags of were of my clothes. One bag was of my eatables that my parents had packed for me, and one bag was full of shoes. And when I joined my new school, what happened was I went into the dorm and saw the cupboard allotted for each student. I was literally shocked because the cupboard was so small, because uh, because that size of cupboard in my earlier school, we used to have it we used to have it as a shoe rack for each and every student. I was like, many people came to me and were asking me, so you're the new student, so uh, are you getting your cousin or brother also here with you? Because they genuinely thought there are four bags and there might be one more student. And I said, no, these all four bags are mine. And they were literally shocked. What do you have to bring? I mean, why do you have to bring so many things? And how do you have so many things? Because the students there in the new school, they just had one bag and two pair of shoes. That's it. No fancy things. And it really shifted my perspective, because when I was in my old school, I thought the world was something else. Everybody had money, everybody was living a comfortable life, everybody was going out and enjoying, spending money and all that. But when I suddenly shifted to this new school, I became aware of how many people really struggle to make money, how their parents are living a very hard life because they make a very small amount of money, and how they have studied for hours and hours, day and night, to get this seat in this school on scholarship. And my whole life I didn't get any scholarship because, my parents were well enough. They put me into a good school, and I did not have any situation of me giving an exam or preparing myself for, a particular scholarship or something. But that shift from my old school to new school, where that new school would hand out scholarships to students, my perspective was literally flipped. And I understood that this is all lie, that the old school that I was living. Because I felt, you need to have some sense. Even though you have money on, or you are living well off, that doesn't mean that you roam around spending bunch of money and, becoming a burden on your parents. Yeah. And when all this situation was going around, and also the phones were not allowed, because in our old schools even the phones were not allowed. The wardens were not strict about it, so most of the students kept their phones with them, including me. But the thing is, when I shifted to my new school, it was like a proper, a teaching institution where all the time the students focused was on giving tests and preparing for the exams. And because it was 12th standard, and the board exams at the 12th standard were very important to those people, because it would decide their future, whether they were going into good engineering colleges or medical colleges, because they had to give the exams of JE or NEET. So that was really a big deal for them. But when I look back, uh, uh, when I look back on my seniors in my old school, they were pretty chill. They weren't tensed about doing good in their exams or getting good marks to get into a good college, I realized that, you know what, I need to live like this instead of that, because in that life I valued nothing. I I genuinely thought that the life there I was living was less. I mean, not happy because I didn't have a bunch of things. Meaning, in my older school, we used to compare a lot about what brand of shoes you have got, what brand of dress you have got, and all that shit. But when I came to this new school, I realized that all the things that a particular student in this school had was two pair of uniform, two pair of civil dress, I mean casual wear, and two pair of shoes. That's it. And the food, when I changed to this new school, it was so different. It was really tough for me to adjust, because what happened was, in my old school we paid them really well. We paid, like, I think one to 1.5 lakhs per year, and when I came to this new school it was like literally half of that, 70 to 80,000. So the food also was plain and simple, rice and sambar, that's it. There was no fancy things. There is no um, all kinds of new dishes or something. Everything was literally bland. There was the same menu each and every day, and people had to eat that. There was no option for them. But in my old school, if you would repeat a certain dish for consecutive 2 days, then students would go and make a mess out of this menu and go to principal and, argue with her about changing the menu in the mess. Man, it was a really crazy experience. And yeah, now coming back to why I quit Instagram. The thing is, when I left that old school and came back to this new school, I made a lot of friends, and I saw that the new friends in this new school were genuinely interested in what was their future holding them after these exams, after these 12th exams, and they were really worried. They really wanted to score good so that they get into good colleges and eventually go out to get good jobs and support their family. And the thing was, in old school, it was that, no, you need to enjoy life because you only live for once. I mean, I felt so stupid among them. It really shook me up. I and from then on, when I finished my 12th and everything happened and I came back to my house, my parents were literally shocked after seeing my behavior for a week, that I was not asking them for money. I was trying to uh, be humble and not spend so much, not spend so much on dress or clothes or shoes, anything like that. They were literally asking me about how, why did you become like this? Is is something wrong with you, and all? But the thing is, I genuinely had felt a certain amount of change that I had seen there. It impacted me so much that I decided that I will live a simple life, and also I will not associate with those kind of people. So I just cherry picked very certain amount of friends. Maybe I could count them on my hands, two to three friends, which I wanted to stay in contact with from my old school, because they genuinely understood about what I felt, and when I told them, they also felt that, you know what, that's true, that we are living as degenerates in this school. So they also tried to fix their life. Only I associate with those people. And what and after sorry, after have after, man, I'm fumbling the words. After all this, what happened was, when I was trying to live a simpler life, there was some kind of hindrance where it was not allowing me, because I was constantly on the social media and looking at all my old school friends, even though I had just finished my college in this new school and I was in contact with new school friends. When I saw their social media pages and when I saw the old school friends social media pages, man, it was complete different. The old school social media friends were like always partying, always going out, going on trips, driving cars, everything. They were enjoying life to the fullest. And the new social, the new school, the new school friends, their social media was completely blank. Nothing, no post. There were some kind of stories that too very minimal use. They were not spending time on social media, even they were not online for me to chat with them. So this social media used to connect me with those people. So after certain weeks I felt that, you know what, to actually cut them out of my life I need to stop contacting them, or stop a connection with them. So I thought that, you know I'll cut off social media, and I cut off social media. Then what happened was, after a week I was back again. I logged back in, and I started chatting with my friends, connecting with them, connecting with all the things that I was doing in my old school. Then again I felt that I am getting into this same cycle where I was getting back with those friends, meeting them, connecting with them. Whenever they were in my city, I used to go and visit them, or sometimes I was visiting their cities, even though I knew that I had to stop reaching out with these people. So, you know what? After all this, I came across this Atomic Habits book at the same time. I read, and there I realized that if you really want to quit a bad habit, you need to just change your self identity, where you need to stop identifying with those people. You need to understand for yourself that, you know what, you are not them. And it's like it's like the basic example which everybody gives of smoking, where they say that you should say that you're not trying to quit smoking, and say that you don't smoke, you're not a smoker, like that. And trust me, it will take some time, because it took some time to me, for me at least a one for me at least 1 month, maybe 1 month or 1.5 month, where I used to have this urges to go back again. But I myself, withheld and tried to focus on certain other things. Like, what I did at that period when I used to feel these urges, I used to divert my attention. I used to go for swimming, or uh, there was a new swimming pool in our city which was, you know opened, and we used to go swimming with some friends in my area. Or we used to go to the lake where we used to walk. And yeah, the basically what I'm trying to say is, when you feel those urges, try to get out, because when you are in your safe environment, it feels really good to jump back on those habits. And you can't stop them when you are in your comfortable environment. So just put yourself out. If you are feeling certain urges, try to do something that is completely not related to it. Then what happened was, I came across YouTube, because when I was in my schools, we were actually not allowed to use internet. But when I came out and got my phone again, I started consuming content on YouTube. And as everybody starts, I went on motivational videos. Then I slowly started to listen to people. Then I learned about how leaders are readers. So I started ordering books and started reading. I first ordered the Steve Jobs biography. That was the first book. No, two books initially I ordered was Think and Grow Rich and Steve Jobs biography. And I also still remember that the day those books came, I was hooked reading Steve Jobs biography, because I felt that this person literally put a change in the whole world. I mean, even if even he's dead after so many years, people still admire him, still remember him. You know what? That is a better life. I mean, I'm not comparing with all these his character and habits that he used to, behave, and how used to be. Yeah, I mean, how he used to behave with the people. No, not like that. I mean, what I'm trying to say is, he lived a adventurous life. It was not a simple life. It was not a boring, same kind of life where you complete your education, get into job, and die working for your job. No, it was a different. lifestyle. And by reading those kind of books again and again, I came across this entrepreneurship lifestyle, and I put myself out of my comfort zone where I was trying to get on to new activities. This actually helped me. And one more thing is, I also forgot about not getting back on social media or even focusing on social media. For a matter of that fact, I just deleted all these apps, and I thought of, what if I just focus on the things that I'm doing right now. And you know what, I kind of became addicted to YouTube, watching this valuable content. I started listening to podcast. I started trying to implement those things which they were trying to say. I started watching, man, videos of David Goggins, and how he used to shout at us about, get your ass out and start to walk or go out on a run, something like that. Yes. And I literally forgot about social media because I had flipped this switch that, this is my life. This is what I want to do all my life, even though I may succeed it, succeed in it or not, but this is how I'm going to live my life. So that time I decided, and I just quit social media. I deleted. And also, when I joined for my BBA again, they were all friends where they were using social media, and they wanted me also to get onto social media and connect with them and all that. But I just told them, you know what? No, I am not that person who uses social media. I'm a person who prefers real connection. If you really want to get in contact with me, just call me. I don't want to sit and chat there for hours and hours. Even till day, if somebody sends me messages on WhatsApp, no man, I can't do that. I mainly use WhatsApp right now for just sending documents, uh, and communicating with people that I really don't want to communicate, that I really don't want to get on call with. Some while, I mean, yeah, yeah, with the people I don't want to communicate, I just text them, and I just keep my phone on do not disturb mode, because you do not get any notification, you do not get any notification of your calls. And you might ask me, what if your family member calls? Because there is a solution to it. There is a solution to everything. You put your people whose call you want to get, you put those people's name in the favorite list, then you won't get uh, their calls won't be blocked. You will get their calls. So the thing I'm trying to say here is, when these new people, when I joined my BBA, tried to get me on social media, I told them that I am not a person who uses social media. I am completely off social media, and I did not want the older self to get into this way again, and pull me back to that social media era of myself, where I was completely hooked on social media, watching continuous videos, and chatting with all boys and girls from my school and college days. I felt so childish, because I felt, what, you're old enough to work on something instead of spending your time on social media for hours and hours daily. So I thought, I should maybe stop it, and I should simply start working on something. So you might ask, what if you feel still any urges about getting back on social media? Not really, but sometimes where you go into some social event or something, and you miss out on, uh, you miss using social media when you see all the people getting on social media. At that time, I really just don't open my phone. This is very strange. Many of my friends will also agree with this, but they kind of, were shocked when they thought that, how do I survive without social media? And when I go out also, and if I have to wait for something, I don't open my phone. I don't open my phone. I only open my phone when there is some person who is trying to talk to me and irritate me. And when I want to avoid them, I act like looking on my phone. But instead of that, if I'm genuinely waiting for something, or if I'm out somewhere and I have to wait for someone, I don't open my phone. Really. I'm not joking here. I don't open my phone, because I have completely changed my lifestyle, and not lifestyle, I have changed completely myself, that I don't associate with that person who is completely addicted. I used to feel like shit when you were on social media for 5 to 6 hours each and every day. It used to feel very bad, man. I used to get headaches, my eyes used to burn. It's not healthy, it's not healthy, man. And your parents used to say that it's not healthy to be on phone for 5 to 6 hours. And that was really true, because now it has become so normal that even parents won't scold about that things with I mean scold about those things to their children. It has become a normal thing. I don't associate with those kind of people, and I am not that. I am not a person who is slave to the social media companies, where I need to post a picture whenever I go to a restaurant, or I need to click a photo and post on Instagram about where I'm traveling and all that. No, I click a photo when I'm traveling and I keep it in my gallery. I keep it for myself to remember that I was there, and that too very minimal. My family might also complain, my sisters might also complain on this, that I don't take enough photos. That's true, because I don't take enough photos, and they think that I am camera shy or something because I am not clicking enough photos. But that's not true. If I was camera shy, I would not do this video. And it's really strange that how people are living their lives right now. They're completely hooked on social media. My family still uses social media, and I don't like it. I tell them so many times, but they don't listen to me. And you know what, there comes a time where you stop worrying about what irritated you, and you just become adjusted to it. It's like that. I tell them to stop using social media. And the good thing is, my sisters have stopped consuming Instagram. They are also on YouTube. And I tell them, even though you are watching YouTube, try to watch content that is really helpful and knowledgeable. I mean, it might take some time for them to adjust, but it's a good habit, because consuming content is not a bad thing, but consuming bad content is a bad thing. Because when you really want to watch something that you are really interested in, and you will learn something out of that video, after watching it for 2 to 3 hours, you will feel that you can implement those things in your life and genuinely try to improve your life. You can put those things to action. And if you don't do that, if you simply watch all your time on YouTube scrolling through funny videos, pranks and all that shit, don't get me wrong, I also get into those rabbit holes sometimes. But again, I pull myself back out and try to focus all my free time and give it to the and try to give all of my free time to the valuable content that should really try to help me in my life. I think like this: we are not for the social media platforms, those are for us. And I don't want to be a slave to Mark Zuckerberg, where I simply sit and scroll and make money for him, you know giving views to him and making him more and more money. No, man, it doesn't make any sense. That's the reason I'm trying to get back on creating videos. I know I have failed so many times. I have created 2 to 3 channels, I have created videos, and I hate the editing part, where it takes so long that I need to sit in front of the system for 5 to 6 hours. It feels like consuming social media at that time. So I decided, I'm not gonna edit these videos. I'm gonna just leave it raw. I don't care about views and all that. If you do it for long enough, people are going to notice you. Or YouTube might recommend your videos to some people, and they might genuinely find values and share it with other people. I mean, I don't know. Or it might be helpful, where in the future, if I want to show my work, I can point out to my channel. I can just say to my clients, go to my channel and look at the work that I have been putting out content for years and years now. I want to be that guy, because I tried chasing those views and subscribers. Again, it felt like getting back on craving for validation. as I used to when I used to use Instagram, but I don't associate with those people and I am not that person. I'm completely changed. You know what? That app, used to irritate me so much when I see on other people's phone. Man, I hate that app. At that level, I I despise Instagram. I Yeah, it's just me. And that's how I quit social media. After quitting Instagram, I felt, the most entertaining content is on Instagram, and I have quit that. Facebook, nobody is using right now, and Snapchat, I did not associate. I did not like a life where I need to click photos of each and every activity I am doing and send it to my friends. Fuck that. I don't like that. I mean, TikTok was banned in India. For God's sake, thank you God for banning TikTok in India. Yeah, man, it's really crazy. That's how you guys also. I mean, I don't know, but if you guys find something valuable in this video, then that's good. And if you really want to get connected with me, I'll put down my email and we can get on a video call and I can share my experience in more detailed way. Detailed way, and you can try to use those things in your life and try to quit your social media. I mean, it's a good thing to genuinely help people. So doing that is better than scrolling social media. I mean, if you really want to take it seriously, try to get in contact with me. We both can talk it out, and I'll try to help you to get out of addiction of this social media. And then we both can, combine and help other people. I mean, yeah, that's it for this video. Take care. Bye.